Sweet spot. Take two. I don't know if it was that I said the word DIE, and that's why it shut off. You just never know what you're allowed to say and not allowed to say in today's world. We certainly don't have a First Amendment, and that is why I fight to keep our First Amendment going, because it is so important. And there's a museum flying around. It was really interesting. There were some, what we called those dead mosquitoes. Now, whether they were the GMO mosquitoes, that could be questionable, because whenever I've smashed a mosquito and I didn't have blood in my hand, well, that's because I probably saw him before it bit me. But to smack a mosquito and it turns to dust? Really? Yeah, it was strange. I was on my way south. I stopped. And they said about spraying. But it's like, spraying what? Were they spraying a pesticide to, I don't know, poison the environment even more? Or were they spraying to release genetically modified mosquitoes that turn to dust upon impact? Oh, enjoy Mother Nature and appreciate what she tells you before man destroys her. Symbolic, isn't it? We were talking about the convoy and the aftermath and the denial of free speech, as well as the treatment of women. I do wonder if anyone ever patched the holes in that parking lot where they pitched their tents with spikes so that the wind didn't blow them away during those storms that passed through there. Because if they didn't, man, I'd hate to have to pay to have that whole frickin' thing repaved. Because the water coming down into those little holes, and that was a really nice parking lot with not much, if any, damage prior to those holes. Looks like the tide might be going out as the crow flies. So yeah, the winters are gonna be freezing up there, and getting water down those holes will cause freezing and will cause that parking lot to crack. So yeah, they were really good to the 1776 restoration movement, of which Santa David Riddell was in charge of. His business, him saying who stays, who goes, in a not so kind fashion at times. And I think that was pretty much the gist of the anti-protesters. Who was allowed to stay and who was encouraged by not so nice means to, yeah, to get out of there, 'cause I ain't one of them. I admit it. I also admit I wish I would have jumped ship in California. But I admit it, I was suffering from PTSD in that codependent relationship that scared me and triggered, and knowing when it was lost, or yeah, like to be lost, and trying to find them, and being left behind in Sacramento, you know, I did not want to be left alone in Sacramento. Now, up in Crescent City, California, that was a whole different story. And I wish I would have stayed there when I was there, because I had gone through Humboldt County, where my oldest son had lived, and it was a very healing experience. And that was prior to my dog dying. So, yeah. And me going to where he did die on the streets of Eugene, Oregon, because it's like, oh, if you want to get gas, you had to go to Washington. So I didn't take the time off. Oh, what a drama shit show that you've heard about. And it's true, really was. But people paid for the grift. Ooh, is that a crane going? Or a heron? 'Cause it's a big body. I don't know if you could see it over the treetops. Let me see. There we go. It's going over those treetops. Yeah, you get to hear a lot of air traffic also here with the Daytona Airport and also Embry-Riddle. They go out all times of the day and night. So if you are an airplane fanatic, then yeah, that's a cool place to check them out too. Oh, that's right, I didn't tell you about, or finish telling you about, those resentments and the people that you need to forgive, because forgiveness is sweet victory when you finally have that load off of your shoulders. So go buy moving water and write down what you want to get rid of. You know, what pain that someone brought upon you. And you kind of want to have a burning bowl to do this, because if you're not used to playing with fire or being in Mother Nature, you don't want to be somebody to start a fire. That ain't too cool either. So bring a burning bowl if you don't know what you're doing. And take what you wrote and burn it. And put it in that burning bowl. The bowl that is burn proof. You know, if you have a metal bowl, that would be preferable. Glass might crack. So, a burning bowl. Go find a brass burning bowl. And then write it, burn it, wait until it's ashes, and take those ashes and let them go in moving water. And it'll be amazing to feel the weight, when you learn working with energy and releasing what is binding you and holding you back because of the weight and the load that you carry, whether it be from whatever, whomever, that's between you and your creator, which isn't me. You want to tell me you can, but I'm not your creator. Ooh. I could never create the birds that fly in harmony. I could never tell them how to do that. That is beyond my capability. So, when you consider people are people, just like birds are birds. Ooh, what do we got? Was that a frog? Remember, birds are birds, people are people, frogs are frogs. Don't hate because they are different. Forgive because they might have harmed you unknowingly and didn't realize it. Forgive them even if they did do it intentionally, because you're working with energy. You wish them well. The negative energy, you wish them well. Right back at them. Don't do negative and negative. It's not going to solve the problem. That's not the solution. The solution is letting it go. That is, if you want to live happy and you don't want to live in the victim archetype, which, sound of music, hold on. A lot of people do prefer to live in the victim archetype for whatever it serves them, for whatever purpose. And I can't say that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I have been. But now that I'm a survivor and recognize the fact that I am a survivor of many different hardships, I have chosen to live happy, being me. If I am that solo bird out there flying, just to glide into home base. What can be more joyous than that? To be free and to glide into home base. Now that I'm looking, all the other cars that were here earlier have gone. So those that were on kayaks and boats, it was dusk, and the mosquitoes were probably biting, as well as the fish. So, well, I don't know. There again, the tide is going out. Maybe it did get too low. Watching the signs will keep you from getting grounded on a sandbar in the middle. So be aware and let go and enjoy life, because life is meant to be and lived happily, no matter the lifestyle you choose. As long as it's your choice. And that's what it should be, your choice. So, forgive others for not being as perfect as you are, for living your choice as they live theirs. Well, we're almost at the end of our insights. And I think that I have enough of dragon's blood. Oh, did you see that? Missed it. Missed what it was. But I saw something jump. And I saw the rings. So whatever it is that you have to get rid of, maybe you could even just turn off the volume and sit back and enjoy the scenery that I've brought to you today. And put on some calming music and just meditate. Meditate what it'll feel like not to hate anyone, anywhere, at any time. Be careful asking for pat therapy, patience, acceptance, and tolerance. You might get more than you bargained for. So, yeah, don't worry about other people. Just take care of you and enjoy life. Do what makes you happy, even if you have to do it alone. Because if you wait for someone, that might never happen. And if you don't want to do anything alone, then get a dog. They are most faithful. And hopefully, you can train it to be obedient. Just remember when you're training to praise it more for its good behavior than to holler at bad behavior. Makes it much easier to live for them and you. What? Did I sound like I'm talking about a partner? What? You mean you don't have to bitch as much? Well, kinda what I was saying. If you praise more about the good deeds than to complain what rubs you wrong, I mean, there is a point. Say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. Withholding it in is like those resentments. And resentments are like swallowing poison and waiting for someone else to die. So, it's choice. It's attitude. Acceptance, it is what it is. And people are people. And birds are birds. And frogs are frogs. Unless man's hand gets in it. And mixes and matches and wish 'em well, people. Wish 'em well. The more you wish 'em well, the faster karma. The wheel that turns goes around. What goes around comes around. Ding goes the bell. Remember that. So no worries. enjoy life. Enjoy life while you can, because you never know when today might be the last opportunity that you get to live a happy life. So better to live a happy life one day than not at all. And it's your choice. So, if you don't like the still water you find yourself beside today, then maybe it's time to look for another place to find peace and quiet. Ah, do you hear that? I hear a jet. Rumbling out of Daytona Airport. I'm still seeing rings in the water. There goes a solo bird in the air. Ooh, there goes 3. Or is it 1 in a pair? 1 in a pair in the air. Well, I don't know, that pair just switched. And here we go. More traffic. So enjoy the sweet spots that might take you all day to find. But remember the sweet spots for finding peace of mind. Away from the chaos, away from the confusion, away from the paved over paradise, and find a sweet spot in nature and go south like the geese. I'm gonna have to look and see what the weather foretells. All the clouds that I saw forming looks like they're breaking up more. So, let's hope and pray for a beautiful day tomorrow. I know I would enjoy it. How about you? Maybe I'll even find another sweet spot. Maybe. Ooh. I was hearing something down in there. Living Grace, thank you. I needed to hear your wisdom. You're very welcome. I can share my wisdom, but I can't make people want my knowledge. So I'm very grateful that my wisdom has helped. It's always good to hear. I mean, there again, it's always good to hear myself reassure myself that the way that I live, the way that I am, is okay. Chime the bell on that one. You know what they say about when bells ring? An angel gets its wings. So, yeah, I like to hear chimes and bells. Whistles are cool. So sit back and enjoy life while you can. And be happy. And remember, prayer works much better than worry. Because when you worry, you're playing that God of good orderly direction, which, as we said before, I don't know how to make a bird, let alone make it fly. But I know that there's a creator, whether it's up in the sky or where or whom. Ooh, you hear that? Ooh, we got something along that bank. Might be an alligator. We got us another jet going overhead. The car's still going. So let's see. That's an interesting spot right there. That is, there. Okay, you see that? Let's see what we got going on. There's something down there. Maybe you'll get to see it. Oh. When you find your sweet spot and you can sigh a sigh of release, of relief, when you finally let go, that in this moment there is only love, and the possibilities can be a focus of, and the letting go of what's not working. That's what full moons are all about. That's what we're coming into. Say what you mean what you say, but don't say it mean. But there's gonna be some people that are gonna be speaking their words of wisdom. Maybe not so much in a nice way. Maybe not even out of wisdom. Maybe it's just out of knowledge. Maybe it's frustration. Because the full moon in Gemini is going to be right there dealing with Mars in Gemini. It's going to be passing through it. So, watch your thoughts. Thoughts create form. What are you thinking? And allow others to be themselves. And wish them well. There's a lot of people hurting right now. A lot of people angry. A lot of people don't know how to deal. They don't have the tools to deal. And if you do care or, consider Mother Nature, you could say it is a dog-eat-dog world. You know? Survival of the fittest. Just told someone earlier today, if you don't want to run with the big boys, the big dogs, stay on the porch. Somebody second that thought. Well, anyhow, it's been a half an hour, and I think I pretty well, hopefully, solved some people's sorrows. That just like a ripple wants to ripple until we stop causing the ripple. So let it go. Write it down. Let it go. I'm gonna sign off because the mosquitoes are saying so. And I'm not gonna light another incense because it looks like it's time to go. So y'all have a great evening, and I will see you. Love you. Bye.